Here we are looking at our Client Comms app. This app has been created to help you get all of your client communication text, whether it be email or text messaging, set up and in line with your terminology and with the message that you want to put out to your customers. So let's have a little look around the app as it sits here. Right here in the main body of the app, we've got a list of all the client email and text messaging that is currently set up with the default text in there. You're certainly welcome to use the default text, but you may then also wish to tailor it a little bit more to your terminology and your offers, etc. We have all these emails, all this information sitting in waiting on client action. So they're all sitting here waiting for you as the new client to come in and edit the text that is sitting there. Once it's edited, you might slide it to give it back to us for us to have a look at. So you slide it or you select the button in the item back to us for us to check, and then from there it goes to good to go. Once we're in this area here, we are saying that text is going to be live. We actually then upload it into the system, and that message becomes your message that goes out to your customers. But before we jump into the actual items, let's have a look as usual down to a really great area, which is our Teams view down the left hand side here. So currently the default view here is just listing all of the communication here. But if you wanted to, for instance, come in and do a little bit of work, let's say, go to the show more, let's say you want to come in and look at the long-term nurture emails, you would click on this button here, and that's just going to filter it down to just the long-term nurture emails. Okay. At any time, if you feel you get a bit lost, if you happen to change the layout and you don't know how to go back to where you were, you can always come back to this Client Comms view. This is the default view for the app, and this will bring you back to your starting point. Okay, remember a nice little trick to really, when you want to start focusing on some work, is hitting this button here to get rid of that view area so you can just focus on what you want to do. So let's grab an email here. So let's click on this item. Here we are in the item, and let's have a look at the field. So first of all, we've got our COM code or the title. This has a code that we know this is part of our marketing campaign. It's item and email number 503. It's actually also related to 507 and 511. This is our Friends of Friends offer email. So Friends of Friends is a promotion of ours that we'll talk about in just a moment. And we know that this email will be sent out in 64 days, then 140 days, and then 250 days out to the client. And below that we see we've got our related terminology field. So this is an area where we're controlling the wording of promotions and standard terminology that we use within our program that might differ from you. We want to make sure that we link those or align those terminologies up, and that we're getting your terminology into your communication to your customers so that they know exactly what you're talking about. But we will look a little bit further at that in another help video. Our COM item, we know this is part of our stage 5, our active client email campaign. We know that this COM type says we know it's an email, and here we have the actual text and wording itself. So the subject line, if applicable, just a nice little catchy subject line there designed to grab attention. And we also then have our text. The customer's name, of course, will be matched to whoever the email is actually going out to. So clicking and editing these areas is as simple as just clicking into it. You see there as I click, you can just edit the text however you want to. Okay, and to say that there's no saving, you just click out of that area and that automatically saves. Further on, we have our related media. So with each email that goes out, we want a specific email signature to go with that. There's a set of signatures. Again, we'll look at that in another help video, but we know that this email is going to be linked to the ES103 active client email signature. Okay, and then we've got our edit stage here, whereby if you are happy with how the text is and you're ready to let it go, you might elect to press put it back into waiting on endgame. You might want to put it back in front of us for consideration and just checking, or you might just say it's good to go. And at that point, we're saying here that the text that you have updated here is what you want used, and we will upload that into the system. Down here you see a little button there that was the hidden field button, just to reset that. So some items will have hidden fields, and you might want to look at those. So if I click on that, one of the ones that are hidden a lot at the moment is the links to. So if there is a link in this email, which most emails will link to something, we want to actually put the HTML address or the URL rather, into this section right here so that we know we are linking to the right area. As always with your activity feed on an item, every time you update something, it is listed down here. In fact, if you make a mistake, you can actually view the changes and actually revert back to a change if you've realized you've done something wrong. You can also leave comments here, ask questions of us, which will alert us, and we can certainly help you, and we want to be here to help you through actually making this process nice and easy and getting it ready to go. So once you've finished with editing your item, you can go back to the client comms list. If we have a look here, we will see that that one we just entered is now in good to go. All right. So this is not only just for the setup stage. At any time, if you think, you know what, I'm going to tweak that text a little bit more, I'm going to go back and do something there, you might come down here and go update required. So this is going to put it in an area where we'll know that you want to alter the text that you've currently got in place, and we'll be on standby then ready to copy and paste that up into the system when you decide on what you want to do. So that's our client comms app. Take your time to get through this, make sure you get it right, but you can always go back and edit the text that you're putting out to your customers. So get the initial round done, and let's get that up in the system and get your system active, but then you can come back and edit at any time.